Hey guys, what's up? My name is Goosi, and this is another video, I guess. Um, I've been getting so many questions on my Tearout basses and stuff, and I know that I've made a lot of videos on like my sound design and how I make my basses and how I process them and why I process them the way that I do. But I thought, why not make a new video, you know? There's always more to learn, and there's always new methods and techniques being tried out. So it doesn't hurt to remake them, you know? So in this video, I want to go over operator and Ableton. In my last video, tear out gun design, I'm pretty sure I went over reactor form and how cool it was. But operator is as equally as awesome. It's a stock instrument. It's a stock, not stock. It's a stock synth in Ableton, meaning it comes with the software. So you don't have to spend a bunch of crazy money on like Serum or Faceplant or anything. You can make the sounds you want with the most basic tools. I think the only thing that kind of limits you is overthinking a lot of the simplistic things that go with it. So start off with just a basic operator. Let's place down a note. And this is a lot more simpler than a lot of people think. I recommend watching this video with headphones, by the way, just because a lot of it is, I mean, this is a bass video, so you probably want to hear the bass. You're going to hear it better with your headphones over your phone speaker, but there's a note right there. We can put it in D. A lot of people are going to complain about it being in C sharp, even though I don't see an issue with C sharp. I'm going to have that looped. Cool. First thing I like to do is I'm going to go over some of these controls on operator just because they're really simple, but a lot of people overlook them and they kind of hold you back on something like gun design because you think, oh, they're very simple and basic, I don't need them. But it's really helpful to just know what the synth does. I mean, it's the volume. First off, after placing the note, I like to turn up the volume. I'd probably this at like 6.5 or something. A little loud, maybe let's try 8. Sounds good to me. So this is an FM synth. So I'm pretty sure that's like frequency modulation. So you're modulating like separate oscillators between each other. I'm pretty sure is what it is. I'm not like a super genius like Virtual Riot, but that's my basic understanding of what it does. I'm pretty sure. So by default, as you can see, you have like oscillator A, B, C, and D. A is going to be turned on by default, and you're going to have this shape right here, this envelope, right? First thing I like to do is turn this up to get my decay down and my sustain to get sort of a plucky sound, right? And then afterwards, I like to use the pitch envelope just because it helps making a much more stabby sound. It makes it hit a lot harder. You hear what I mean? You can go to the pinch envelope and you can mess with the decay. The decay is how fast or how slow the pitch envelope is gonna affect the sound. So obviously a much shorter decay. It's like non-existent, and then much longer decay. I'd probably put it around 80. Kind of depends on what your envelope is shaped like. If it's a much longer envelope, then of course you might want to adjust it accordingly. But for the most part, I'll have it like around 80, put it at like 83. Let's be very specific for no reason. That's cool. You have your filter right here. You can pick between different filters, like a low pass, high pass, band pass, whatever the freaking different envelopes there is. I don't even know about that, but it's your resonance. And then, oops, get it back to where it was. And then you have your frequency, which is like how far or aggressive the filter is. So if you have it much higher, it's gonna be much more aggressive. If you have much lower, it's gonna be less aggressive. I have it like around here. Sounds good to me. And then the big next step for humankind is to turn on oscillator beat, and you turn it on by adjusting the level. As you can see, I'm pretty sure the FM-ing is taking place here. You can adjust the attack and decay to see how you want it to work with the oscillator A. Course you can mess with. This is really self-explanatory. I usually leave it at 12. That's what I like to leave it at. And then I'm pretty sure like every 12 on the chorus is probably like an octave. So if you have it like at 1, it'll probably be like at the most lowest octave that it can. And I'm pretty sure like every 12 is 1 octave on the oscillator, right? And then with the fine, you can play it. I like to go between 500 and 1000. I'm gonna leave it at 500 for now. You can already tell, like this is basic. Like we pretty much got the sound, right? Dope. So that's pretty much it. The rest is mostly post-processing. And of course, after post-processing, we'll go back and forth to kind of adjust the sound to where we need it. But for the most part, that's basically it. After that, you probably want to get some saturation. I like to heavily saturate my sound. So maybe like 5. I just like to distort the hell out of my sounds. Overdrive. Let's go overboard. Sounds good to me. We can get some EQ. An EQ 8. I already have my EQ set by default as this is the default template that I have for my EQ 8. So you can see by default, I'm pretty sure your EQ would be completely flat, like unadjusted and untouched. But I have mine to where when I put an EQ, it instantly cuts off the sub of any sound, just because that's usually what I use an EQ for. So we can group this together. We can go to our instrument rack, and then we can go ahead and create a sub by default. So I'm going to use Serum for this actually. You can use Operator as well. But I'm going to use Serum just because it's much more easier for a lot of people to follow, because this is like a really well-known synth that everybody pretty much has access to. So oh, sorry, I'm going without even explaining what I'm doing. I'm going to go to Basic Shapes. I'm going to use the first wavetable position, which is a sine wave. Okay, so I'm going to mute the operator. Nope. All I like to do is I like to put down the course, put the LFO on there, and I'm not sure what exactly what the Windows shortcut is, but for Mac, it'd be Command and left click to put it back in its original position. Dope. And now we're going to make a plucky envelope. Something like that, right? Maybe a little bit slower. A little bit like that. Sounds good to me. Maybe some noise. For the most part, that's really it. I want to add some distortion to kind of make the noise crunch with the sine wave. So I'm just going to aggressively distort this, maybe like 16. Pretty aggressive, right? Pretty overkill. But the thing is, so you have like your sub, right? That's going to be at the very like low of like your frequencies, right? And then you have like the noise, which is going to be pretty high up there in like the high end. So, and your bass, which is the operator of the gun, is going to probably sit around the middle of that frequency range. So you probably want to make some space for that gun. So I'm going to get an EQ8. I'm going to disable this because I don't need that. I'm going to go to this point right here. I'm going to stuck it right around here. Or actually, we have this one. We can use this one. Maybe a little bit more aggressive. So all we really want is this sub, and we want the that top end for the white noise. We don't want any of this mud right here, just because this does not really sound good with the gun. It's going to take up a lot of space, and your sounds are just going to clash, sound very muddy and not so good. Dope. Sounds awesome. Let's go back to the gun. You can kind of tell like we're already getting the sound we want. It's a lot about tweaking. So let's go. We're basically going to be using stock effects for this, by the way. So if you're in FL Studio or some other DAW or digital audio workstation. You can follow along with your alternatives of stock effects. If you like, you can always put a frequency shifter or something like that. So let's see. I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. I'm probably gonna put the final up to like 115. I think that sounds nice. Some people, one of the cool tricks that I like to do is I like to use erosion on here. You do this for white noise, or if you want to make some like weird noise, you can use the sine. Sounds pretty cool. I like to use it for the noise mostly. And then I'm gonna go ahead and saturate this even more. You can see I'm playing with the fine right now to kind of find the sweet spot for what I like or what I'm looking for. Let's see, we can also see what else we can use for this. Maybe let's try an OTT. Who doesn't love some OTT, right? Turn that time up pretty high. Maybe after the saturator. Maybe before the erosion. Sounds cool. Let's play with this a little bit more. Let's play with the operator. You can play with how much it's open or how long it takes. You can play with the attack. It's really nice. If you want it to be kind of more sawed off and not so sharp. In a little bit, we're gonna go ahead and map these some of these knobs to right here to sort of adjust them when we put them into like an actual song. That way you can like quickly adjust, like for example, the fine, the chorus, if you want to adjust how much distortion or how much the pitch bend is affecting the sound, if you want to affect the EQ, or if you want to add delay or something. I don't know, you can put all your things over here. I like to stay organized, so that's what I'm gonna do later. Let's keep building this sound. Let's go with convolution reverb, right? It's gonna make it pretty nice sounding. So we're gonna go to audio effects, hybrid reverb. Nice. Let's see, we're gonna go to made for drums and large gated snare. I learned this from an Akuma Disciple breakdown tutorial. It's really nice. I'm probably gonna put this around like 400, 500. I don't want this to be too long of a decay, right? Oh, I could probably put this in convolution too. And this is probably too aggressive, so I'm gonna turn this down. So I don't want to affect all this. I just kind of want it to affect this range over here. So you can see we're already we pretty much have the sound at this point, but you can keep playing with this. It's a pretty cool sound. Hey, I like that. And to me, I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but when I said I like to heavily just saturate my shit, I mean it. I'm gonna probably go like 5 dB on this. And you know what? I'm gonna fuck it up with some disperser, but not everyone has a disperser, so I'm just gonna spam some EQ3s. We pretty much have the sound, dude. Like it's literally that simple. And it doesn't matter to me because I know like this is probably gonna fuck up the transient, but I really don't give a fuck because I'm gonna add a separate transient anyways, so it doesn't matter too much to me. I guess I can start mapping some of these things. So like the fine, I can map that. Another thing that's really cool to map on here is probably like the oscillator A's the decay and the attack. So that way if the A section you want it to be very stabby, and then the B section you want it to be like a lot looser, you can mess with that. So I'm gonna mess with the attack here, and then of course we're gonna rename these os fine and then attack. Let's stay organized, dude. I don't like to get lost in my own projects. That's it for the most part. Some people like to add tonality with some delays. So people will put it like a very low decay, right? And they'll just put it like this, and then like probably a little bit of a difference. Obviously, you kind of have to mess with the knobs to kind of find the sweet spot. Some people like to do that. That's pretty cool. Another thing that I really like, if you have this plugin or you have the money to invest in Pro R, it's also really nice. So I use convolution reverb to kind of make my basses sound a lot more roomier. It's a lot wider. But if you have the money, you can probably go with Pro R. It's pretty simple to use. It gives you this default setting. I like to go to basic to get rid of all these settings right here that's already by default. And basically take you have like an EQ graph down here, and I like to do this probably around here because I don't want it to affect any of like the basses like low end. I want it to more so affect like the mids and the high ends to make it wider. I don't want to make like the low end wide. It's like, what the heck, right? You can mess with this. I like to put this at bright and clean. You can play with that. You can play with the distance if you want the sound to sound a lot closer or a lot farther. Up to you. I'll probably put it around here. Or you can use convolution reverb or both. Whatever you want to do, man. It doesn't matter. Probably some multiband dynamic symmetrical one's brilliant. It's literally that simple. Like, you can mess with the fine. Another cool trick that you can do if you have Kilohertz plugins, I don't remember if these are free now because I remember Kilohertz made like a bunch of plugins free. You can spam a bunch of like pitch shifters on here. So you can do it like this, and what you would, I'm pretty sure, I haven't used this trick in a very long time, but I think if you turn off the correlate, you turn the grain size either all the way up or all the way down, like a really weird sound. Of course, it's very harsh, but that's why you tweak some of the knobs to kind of adjust it to where it's appropriate. That's the most part. It's really harsh, but it's your job to not make it so harsh. Let's see, what other effects can we put on here that I could tell you guys about? I think one time I put like a chorus on here, an ensemble. Another thing that I use this in one of my new songs that's unreleased. The vibrato is really cool. So you can mess with this. I don't want it to affect the lows, the amount. So let's see, let's kind of loop this over here, sorry. Let's join these together. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna set like, another thing for flows and stuff, if you have Ableton, I'm not sure how you do this in FL, other than like manually move it to the right off grid, but in Ableton, you can click this little button over here. You can mess with like the offset, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And sorry, that's the vibrato messing up, but obviously that's a very extreme case, but you get the idea. And at sometimes I think this noise might be a little too aggressive. So I'm gonna go ahead and configure this noise level here. We're gonna map this here. So if you want to turn it off, you can, or if you want it louder. Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? And you can do some stupid stuff like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll probably do like, what is this, quintuplets? something like that. The operator, I'm probably gonna mess with this release a little bit just because I think it's a little too long. And the thing is, so you could do something like this. It goes down. This is like really fucking destroyed and obliterated. But hey, why not? Let's try to make a drop out of this, huh? So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some. I'm gonna put this in my synths group so it's sidechained. Grab some drums, and I'm gonna go ahead and add like a cymbals loop, just because I'm not gonna do that from scratch right now, because we're trying to save time here. You know, nobody wants to see all that. I mean, I can if you guys want to, but I'm pretty sure you guys don't right now. We're gonna go to the trusty miles per hour futurist sound awesome sample pack. Go buy the sample pack, it's super nice. I remember, I'll try to link it on the description or the comments, whatever. This one sounds kind of cool. But I think I want something a little more aggressive but subtle. That one's really nice. Ooh, I think I like. That's really nice. That's a really good kick. We can either use like a snare. We could try like a clap as well. Ooh, that one sounds nice. Those are like Beast Boys sort of claps. I like those. I'm gonna go ahead and adjust this. Oopsies. You know, this genre is super simple. I think a lot of people just overthink things sometimes. That is so overkill with the oh my gosh. It is so freaking overkill. But it's cool. Sounds cool though, huh? Maybe a little bit less. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Can I help actually? If you go to your sub and you kind of adjust like a similar envelope to the level, right? Right? Something like. Obviously, this sound is very like botched, and this is not like something I'd probably use in my own music, but I mean, that's basically the fundamentals. It's really simple. I'm trying to remember if there's any other tricks I could show to you guys. Why not add another one of these? Or maybe go to my regular plugins. Maybe I can find something for you guys. Cable Guys is really cool. I like to use the tape stop. Let's see, tape scratch. This one is cool. If you use it right, you can probably do something like this and that, and kind of slow this down to 2 bars. Right, or you could go to tape, like this one. This one's cool. You can use this accordingly as well, so you can probably do something like this, or you can mess with the mix amount, right? Probably like that one's pretty cool. Oopsies, I didn't mean to do that. I have a shaper box here. I'd actually put the shaper box like outside so it affects the sub too. Yeah, but that's pretty simple. Or maybe I have to mess with this. Let me see. How do I have this? Oh, I should probably put that on trigger too, huh? I was trying to figure out why my sub sounded so weird. Let me see. Let me go to export. Pretty sure if I let me show you. Like, this is pretty much what it would sound like if you kind of tweak it to your liking. Yeah, it would sound something like that when you adjust it to your liking. But see, another cool thing, I guess you could record this, right? I resample it. And obviously, like the transients are fucked on this, but like I said, I'll add my own. One cool thing is Ableton's warp mode, so you can like stretch this out to like oblivion, right? Go to here, you can go like beats. You make some pretty cool like fill sort of sounds, right? Or you can go to like tones and texture. You see I'm playing with the grain size on the left. Texture. Get some really cool sounds out of that. Another thing, I guess, it's really popular is like something like a sort of fake out sort of thing. It's like you can just use an EQ or something like that and be like this. Right? You just automate that. Corpus is really cool too, but I'm not like too sure on how this thing works, to be honest. I'll throw it like I think the ID that I just showed you used Corpus, but I just kind of played with it until I found something. That sounds cool, right? Let's see what else. Amp I've used before. It sounds pretty nice, but you gotta tweak with that a lot, in my opinion. Grain delay is kind of cool too. I guess another thing would be like an LFO, right? You can put this to here somewhere. You can map this to like your oscillator fine. And let's do something like a square. And what are we, like eighth notes or something? So put it here. Maybe something like that. Maybe a little bit slower, huh? That's pretty cool. Dun 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 dun. Redux is cool. You're trying to go for that sort of sound. What does resonator sound like on here? I'll put it, what are we, C sharp, right? So what would be like a, what is that, like 3, 5, 7? Well, now you have freaking melodic tearout, right? Obviously that didn't sound so good, but that's why you have to tweak with it. Spectral time is kind of cool too. Alright, that's pretty cool. Obviously, you gotta tweak with that one too. And I've used vocoder before, but I'm not sure what that would do here necessarily. Digitalis is pretty cool actually. I bought this plugin like almost a year ago. It's pretty nice. You do something like mm, I would probably just I'd mostly use that for like resampling my sound. You know, Q3, you know, to kind of like not make it so harsh, I guess. I don't freaking know. Right? You can use oh yeah. I think that's pretty much it for the most part, but I mean you guys get the point. This is applicable like in Serum as well. That other there I got another song for you guys actually. Freaking like this one was made in Serum. Bro, what the heck? Was it this one? Like that was Serum. So I mean this you can use this in any synth. I just used Operator for this case just because it's stock, it's free. Everybody should have access to it. For FL Studio, I'm pretty sure you have like Citrus. Another popular one is FM8. So you can do this in any synth. It's pretty simple, self-explanatory. So hopefully you guys learned something from this, and I'll try to upload more videos. Just let me know what you guys want to learn. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. I'll see you guys soon, hopefully.